talked so much about the offense coming. How have you felt the team has been performing defensively? Not just the D-core, but the entire team defensively.
Okay. Last night I thought we played really well. Again, when we're talking about defense, it's not just in our end zone. It's above the puck in the offensive zone, our neutral zone play. Last night I thought it was one of our better games in all areas away from the puck. Islander game, we've been sporadic with it. I don't think we've been awful, but I don't think we've been terribly consistent. Just like a lot parts of our game.
Do you have any more significant concerns in the high danger areas when you look at the chances against, or again, do you see it as the whole flow?
I think it's the whole thing. Okay. Yeah. It's just a matter of just making the right decisions positionally when we don't have the puck. Last night I thought we were dead on with it. You're going to make mistakes.
Sure.
Teams are going to get scoring chances, but last night we were good at it. But in the general past month, inconsistent.
Has Murray moved up to day-to-day at all?
No information on Murray.
Okay.
When you guys are in the spot that you're in right now recently, would you rather have a young team like this as far as mindset and kind of being able to forget things, or would you rather have more of a, or do you think
I don't even think of that. I just think of a team, young, old, in between. It doesn't matter. It's a team that needs to keep looking to the next day and see if you can get better. And you can't do anything about what happened last night or last game or yesterday. It's focusing on each and every day. I'm not looking at young or old. But that has to be our focus, is day by day.
Is Werenski still battling through some stuff?
He's banged up.
That's got to make it tough, obviously, to schedule that so many games.
Well, we've had a lot of days in between games here up until this point. This is going to be with Z all year long. Quite honestly, with a lot of people. I think it's a process for Z that he has to learn to play through some things, too. If he was injured, he'd be out. But when you're just nicked up and just through a season, I think this is part of a process of a young player to play through it and find a way to be the best you can be.
On a different note, the Olympics are about to start.
No comment on the Olympics.
Nothing?
I'm worried about my team.
Going to watch them?
No comment on the Olympics. Going to worry about my team.
Can he, I know he, going back to Z, he and Nudevar are really close friends.
Who?
Werenski and Nudevar are real close. Having seen what Nudie went through last year, can that help that he,
You have to ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, you reach in there. I mean, they're all friends.
Right. Well, I just, we talked a lot about Nudie.
Ellie, your question? Great question. Yeah, because we usually don't, but today we just wanted to let them have some. We played games today. Usually in our regular practice, they're in their same spots, and it's usually a boring practice of working on stuff we're supposed to work on. Today we wanted to have some fun, and so we moved them up and played some games with them. Good question.
Do you guys feel during this?
Do I have to go to Ellie again?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yes.
During this stretch, that one of the things is, you had said about a week or two ago, we can't have a bad week, but you guys have been fortunate that nobody has really caught fire toward the bottom.
Yeah,
is that?
Yeah. I mean, eventually we're going to have to go on a run.
You have to do it yourself, right?
Yeah. It's gonna fall into our hands.
Right.
But and I'm looking at the standings now. I have to. We've got, there's not a lot of games left. There's still plenty of games to make a move one way or another. Yeah. Our division it's fluctuated. There are a couple of teams that Pittsburgh's taken off a little bit here. But other teams lose, win a few, lose a few. So we're still, you pick up the standings today, we're right in the middle of it. Yep. So that's where we got to look to the next day. I'm going to show them stuff tomorrow as far as some of the things that I think we're getting more consistent at, as I've talked about some inconsistencies with our team, and just get it ready for our next game. And but eventually, these teams that are bunched, the team that gets off on a run here is going to solidify themselves into a spot. And eventually we're going to have to do that, but we just got to take it one day at a time and not look at the big picture. It's just take it one day at a time.
Dubinsky's been in now for the past week. How have you like what he's done. Obviously, a big goal last night.
Yeah.
Worked hard for.
Yeah, I like the line. Although they get scored on a couple of times, the last one's kind of just a fluky goal. I like their line. You could see what it's bringing. I thought Andy was physical, gets into a good fight. They had some good shifts, played mostly probably 90% of the time against Ovechkin's line. I thought did some good things and scores a goal. So Doobie's doing some good things in faceoffs, trying to get him more integrated into the penalty killing. It's been obviously a sore spot of our team. So he's been, for the amount of time he's been out and the injury that he did have in the head area and eye, sometimes it's a mental block. I think Doobie's put himself right into it here and is finding his game.
How beneficial was it for him to be able to work on the ice with the face? I mean, like his legs seemed.
Yeah,
to be,
it wasn't a knee injury, so
right.
he could work. That definitely helps. And Kenny and Kevin Collins, they put him through the paces. So the conditioning wise, other than a few days where he just couldn't get on that ice because of the blood and worried about his eye, conditioning wise, he did his work there. Maybe that helps him now. He scores a big goal for us. Although it doesn't get us a result, that helps the individual player. So hopefully he'll take off a little bit there offensively,
yeah,
too.
just talking to him yesterday, it was like it's been a while.
Yeah,
for me,
yeah. They want to feel it. They want to feel the joy of it. I mean, you look at Brett when he scores a goal. I've never seen a guy enjoy scoring a goal more than him. Players like scoring goals, and especially with the scrutiny on us as far as us struggling. So hopefully that'll help him.
You mentioned resilience the last 3-4 days. This team is showing resilience right now, isn't it? I mean, just coming off a loss like that and not hanging their heads and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, I tell you, I listened to the quarterback, Foles, and it's a subject that we're right in right now. The way he talked about you cannot learn, you can't grow until you go through some struggles and go through some of this stuff here. And that's the definition of resiliency, how you come out on the other end. So like I was talking to the coaches today, I'm excited about the challenge of the struggle that we're in right now, but where we could go if we just stay within ourselves. And that's when you become a better team. So it's going to be a grind. I'm not sure where we come out at the end, but it's certainly an opportunity to find out something about yourself as a coach, individual coach or coaching staff, individual player and team concept as a team, to find out what you can do here. Because every night it's going to be highlighted. Every game is going to be a very important game. Having said that, I don't want us looking too far ahead at the end of what we're going to be, because we will not be on the right side of it at the end if we just don't worry about the day. And I think it's a great challenge. But it's a better opportunity, I think, for all of us here. So hopefully we'll embrace it.
Back to Doobie for a second. We've seen him working with some of the centers on faceoffs. How helpful has he been with those young guys?
Yeah, he's grabbed Luke a little bit here. Luke's beginning to improve on some faceoffs. He's trying to take a leadership role in some of the things that the veteran player that he is. And that part of the game is a very important game for us. We spent a lot of video on it, and I think we're slowly beginning to come there. And for a young guy, like I told Luke, I said, Luke, if you don't improve, I'm not going to use you. You're going to lose some time because I have to use someone else in the defensive zone. And sometimes they never get off the ice, and you're going to have to wait till the next rotation. So he's really and I give Luke a lot of credit too for going to him. And that's fun to watch. It's not always a coach coaching a player. It's some of the veteran guys leading the way and grabbing the young guys.
We always talk about points aren't always the indicator. Where have you been with his play over the last 10, 15 games, Luke?
Yeah, I mean, that line was just so good for so long, you get a little spoiled. He's still a young man going through a long season here that he's not used to. Has been thrusted into playing against top centers for quite a while, and has handled himself very well. Has it dipped a little bit? Sure. And that's where you got to watch yourself. For me, is you can't have. Although I like putting expectations and push them to try to be the best they can be, when you go with a young guy, you got to be really careful how you handle when there is a little bit of a dip. You got to try to help him, not kick him. So yeah, him and I have had discussions. It's an important thing for him for a relationship with the coach. He's admitted that to me, that he just wants to be able to come in and talk every once in a while. So we've had those talks, and we'll continue to have them. But he has such a bright future. It's been a little inconsistent now, but with the line he's on now, he's played pretty well. When I had Winnie there a couple of nights ago, I didn't like it, and I didn't like Luke's game where he was playing. Switched to centers, and I think it's helped both centers game. So hopefully it'll take off here.
John, Zach was pretty open last year about hitting kind of that barrier of more games than he'd ever played before.
Yeah.
Do you see that with Luke, or
No.
worry about it? No.
No,
Okay.
I honestly, I do worry about it.
Yeah.
Especially now when we get into playing so many games here the last couple of months. And I've been open with him about that. That's one reason why he's not killing penalty. He's going to be a penalty killer for us, but it's one reason why I'm not using him on the penalty killing, because I've just got to be careful that we watch him through the dog days here, and then towards the end of the year, as far as his energy level. And yeah, so, but he says he can handle it, and I've always told you guys, I think being tired is mental. That's not a physical thing. I don't think you have to be tired if you just mentally say, I'm not tired. It may sound stupid, but I do believe that, and I think he has that type of mental toughness in him.
Do some young guys not, you were saying that he wants to have a dialogue with you.
Yeah.
Are some young guys
Yeah,
not as,
it's different. Yeah,
different?
yeah. They think if the coach is coming to talk to you, there's something wrong,
Right.
or if you want you're looking for them. But I think it's a little bit Neanderthal thinking nowadays with players that it's not the coach and the player. This game is so important. It's about relationships now, and not holding the hammer over their head all the time. Do I have to do things at certain times of the year to motivate people, to kick a guy? Yeah, there's certain things you have to do as a coach. But for that to be the end all and thinking that's what it's going to be every day, it's wrong. The player will not develop the proper way if he has that feeling in his head. So, but sometimes it's tough to draw it out of them. But as days go on and you show video and we joke a little bit about certain things, I think it loosens guys up.
John, how important is this weekend, just given the division games and the...
I don't look at the weekend. I think tomorrow is an important day for us to get back to a more structured practice, and that's all I'm concerned about right now. I'm not even looking to the game yet. Or the weekend, or the week, or the Metro. All we can handle right now is just the particular day that we're at. So tomorrow is a very important day.